to inform the community of the expansion of the museum. The Glenn L. Martin Maryland Aviation Museum is moving into the building behind us, and this facility is going to be called the Maryland Aerospace Heritage Center. It will contain a museum, a Hall of Fame for aviation in Maryland, a school to teach kids how to be in aviation, and a center, an event center that everybody can come and be a part of Maryland aviation. Maryland has the deepest history of aviation of any state in the union. And this new facility will represent that in a way it's never been represented before. Everybody else brags on their aviation, but Maryland is the home of aviation. Franks may have invented the airplane, but Maryland taught the world how to build it. And I'd like to introduce our Senator, Johnny Ray Salling.
Thank you, Gus. It's an honor to be here today and to represent an area that we know that has probably the greatest history in aviation. Just to know the things that I found out the past few years, Gus, it's just an honor to find out that aviation started here. And we want to let everybody know the museum is here for everybody. The place is here for everybody to come and see. It's a great attraction, but it's going to be the greatest attraction on the east side here of Baltimore County and Maryland. So it's my honor again, Gus, to be here today as the senator, and we're looking forward to great things happening here at aviation. And I want to tell you right now, we have good partners and good people that are going to work with us. But it's an honor right now for me to introduce my delegate and your friend, Delegate Rick Metzgar.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you. You know, everything starts from a conversation. And about 4.5 years ago, we was in the older building with about 9 or 10 of us around a table at lunchtime. There were some elected officials that were supposed to be there, but the only one that showed up was Rick Metzgar. So it started from a conversation, and they said this would never happen. Well, everything you have to have a vision. And when you have follow a guy that with Gus as a visionary, things happen. People behind us work as a team. This is so exciting that this is going to be the largest aviation museum on the East Coast, and it will produce great things, lots of jobs. We're going to have the aviator school, airplane mechanics, air traffic control, because we have the tower. It's going to be great and exciting things. With that take place, we also have a kitchen in here where we probably will be able to work with the college to do culinary arts as well. So this is going to be a multifaceted event center. Great things happen. Gus, I want to be the first to give you the gentleman sent me an official citation. Now, it doesn't have the proper name on it, but right now it says the Glenn L. Maryland Aviation Museum of the River and the Board of Public Works, according to the former Lockheed Martin building, the Museum of Education, Exhibits, Conference Centers, and the legendary Glenn L. Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, I present that. But also tell you that my father worked here for 25 years, had his massive heart attack here, so I have a stake in this game. He took that heart attack, and about 5 hours later he passed away. So I present it now to our councilman.
I'm Delegate Nick Allen. I represent the 8th Legislative District, which includes part of Mill River. I sit next to Rick Metzgar on the floor on the House of Delegates. And just very excited to be here, excited. You know, you have multiple councilmanic districts involved, multiple legislative districts involved, and a lot of this stuff is really the result of partnership, but not just by us, but by the folks behind me. I know before I was even elected in 2022, I knew about the efforts you guys put forth down here and how important this is to this community. So I'm very excited to be here. Very excited, you know, again, this piece of Maryland history. A lot of people don't know that one of the proposed names for the new football team before they were the Ravens, they were going to be the Bombers, because of the history of aviation and building aviation here in Maryland. So very excited to be here, and thank you all. Now I'll turn it over to Councilman David Marks.
Thank you very much, Delegate Allen. This is about the past, but it's also about the future. It's about recognizing that this facility during World War II had tens of thousands of people working to help get our country and the free world through that terrible conflict. It's also about the future, recognizing recognizing that this can be an important place, even in a region that's experiencing tremendous growth and change. I'd like to thank all who have made this possible. I particularly want to thank the Maryland Department of Transportation. We met personally with the Secretary of Transportation here, and I thank him and his team working with our state legislators and other officials to make this possible.
Okay. If we're so excited, we can't hardly stand. Is there any questions from the press, since this is a press conference?
Gus, can you talk about going from that small space to this large building, just the pride that you guys have for the museum and for aviation, like you said, in Maryland?
Okay, going from that small space to this building, this museum, we have one of the largest collections of aviation in Maryland. And we certainly have the largest collection of Glenn L. Martin aviation in Maryland. We now have about 98,000 square feet of artifacts that are stored off-site. This building represents 150,000 square feet. So now we have a place to share with the world the artifacts that we have. But quite about a third of the building is going to be dedicated to schools and teaching kids how to be mechanics and how to be aerospace engineers, how to be air traffic controllers, and such. And then at least an eighth of the building will be used to excite children about aviation. So we see about 300 kids a week now in aviation, and that's going to be bumped up now with a larger facility. We're going to build a hangar over there to store, in that grass area over there, eventually to store a lot of our historic aircraft. And hopefully we'll have lots of community events here. So we have the things to expand into this building. We've never had a home before, now we have a home. Like I said, Maryland has a great legacy in aviation to represent, and now we have a place worthy of that. That was a long answer for a short question. Any other questions? Well, it's exciting for you guys to be here. It's a cold day, and like I said, this is a tough crowd, but you know, coming from where we've come from to where we've gone to where we are now, we had to be a tough crowd. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.
Guys.